Hi, I'm Rita. Welcome back to my booktube channel, Life Worth Reading. If you've seen any of my last few videos, then you know that I've just entered a book buying ban because I've been buying way too many books. I mean, most of them are secondhand, so I'm not spending I'm not spending a lot of money, but it's still enough for me to have to stop this month. So we are almost halfway through May already, and I haven't bought a single book in May. So I wanted to do this book haul to show you all the books that I've got since my last book haul, which was, I think, January. And I don't have that many. I have 16 books to show you. Okay, 16 is a lot, but 4 of them are part of a series. So I have a series, and then I have 12 books that I bought. And without further ado, let's just get into all the books that I've bought since January. I'm actually not sure where to start. I'm looking at the books. I have a pile here and I have a pile here, and I'm actually just not sure where to start. I only have 4 books that are not secondhand. So maybe I should start with those. So I'm gonna start with the ones that are not secondhand first. So to start with some of the books that I did not get secondhand, I have The King of Scars Duology by Leigh Bardugo. I bought this book in a reading vlog where I went online book shopping, so I'll leave that linked up above and down below if you want to watch that. And I bought Rule of Wolves in another little vlog that was Come Book Shopping with Me, so I'll also leave the link up above and down below for these two. King of Scars is in my May TBR. You can also watch that. But I think that I might just binge the 2 of them together because I am so excited for this duology. Everybody's just sick and tired of hearing about the Grishaverse, so I'm not going to go too long about this, but this follows Nikolai and some other people in the Grishaverse that I'm not sure what happens in this book, and I want to go into it a little bit blindly, so I don't have a lot to tell you, but I'm still mad at the size difference of this. I don't know who thought of this. I don't know who had the brilliant idea of making a duology. Such different sizes. And I'm still mad. So I'm actually not sure if the King of Scars exists in the size of Rose Wolves. I don't know. I'm just so upset and annoyed at this, but whatever. So the King of Scars duology, I am so happy that I bought those. And Rule of Wolves is a pretty new release, so I couldn't find a secondhand, but I don't have any regrets. Then these other 2 are also part of those vlogs. Firstly, I got Pachinko by Min-Jin Lee, which is a historical fiction that I am so excited to get to. I also wanted to get through this in May because of also the Asian Readathon, but I didn't officially include it in my TBR because it is kind of a thick book. It is kind of a brick, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to read it in May, but I really want to. And this is historical fiction set in Korea and in China, I believe, and it's an intergenerational story that follows a Korean family, and that's pretty much all that I know about it. But I love intergenerational stories, I love historical fictions, and everybody that has read this loved it, and so I am really looking forward to reading this book. And I also have no regrets buying this because this copy is just beautiful. I love the little detail in the back, and I am so glad that I own this book. And finally, in my not secondhand portion of this book haul, I got Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I got this because of Olivia from Stories for Coffee. This was a favorite book of 2020, and it's also historical fiction. And this is actually like a fictionalized version of Shakespeare's story and Anne Hathaway's with their son Hamnet. So pretty much their son dies at a young age from a disease, and Shakespeare is apparently very shaken up about it, and so he writes Hamlet to honor his son. And this book is a fictionalized version of that follows Anne Hathaway as she deals with the grief from her son and all of that. I'm not sure what happens in this book, but I can't wait to find out. And I also really like this cover. They had a bigger version, but I just ended up buying this one, and I also have no regrets. So I'm really looking forward to reading this book, and I hope that I love it just as much as Olivia did. Now getting into my secondhand portion of this book haul. Pretty much I have been addicted to buying secondhand books because they are so much cheaper than, like new copies, that it feels like I'm not spending that much money when I buy them. But guess what? All of these books accumulated, I still spent a lot of money. So that's why I also needed to stop. I need to give myself a break because I am truly addicted to buying secondhand books and I need to chill. I think that I'm going to start with the books that I have already read. And so I have The Mothers by Britt Bennett. This is a book that I absolutely adored. I read this in March and I talk about it more in my March wrap up, but pretty much this follows kind of the same type of story as The Vanishing Half. So if you did love The Vanishing Half, then you'll probably love this one. It has a lot of different themes. This is more about motherhood, what it means to be a woman, and just relationships in general. And The Vanishing Half, as we know, is more the main focus is racism and colorism, and so they have different themes, but I feel like the type of story that they tell is very much the same, as in it's very character driven. You care a lot about her characters, and Britt Bennett puts so much work into her characters that I find it really compelling and hard not to care for them and love them. And so The Mother follows this small town in California where our main character grows up, and she starts getting involved with the local pastor's son. And basically it's like the story that follows them for the rest of their lives, and it's about her and the pastor's son Luke. And then there's also this girl named either Aubrey or Aubrey, and the main character is Nadia. And so this is just like a tale that follows them for the rest of their adult lives. Nadia, Luke, and Aubrey, they get like intertwined in ways that you could never imagine. And I just found it really compelling and just very beautifully written. I will say that in terms of themes and just overall enjoyment of the book, I did enjoy The Vanishing Half more, but this was also Britt Bennett's debut, and I think that for a debut it was also just incredible, and I highly recommend that you read this one because I read this in a day. I was just so invested in it that I highly recommend that you give this one a try if you enjoyed The Vanishing Half. Next up, and also in terms of the Christophers, we have Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I got this because the show is coming out soon, and I had never had a lot of interest reading this book, but I saw a secondhand copy, and this is actually like the first types of copies. I had no idea that people were so into these covers. I actually thought they were kind of ugly, but I mentioned that I had this one, and everybody was just like shook, and everybody wanted these covers, and apparently they're really hard to find. So I guess I'm glad that I own this one. I haven't bought the rest of the series. I read the ebooks for it, but yeah, I feel like everybody knows what Shadow and Bone is about. I'm gonna shut up now. Nobody cares. Everybody's just sick and tired of hearing about Shadow and Bone, so I'm not gonna mention it. But yes, I got a copy of it. I read it. I liked it. And the last book I think that I've already read of the ones that I got is These Volatile Lies by Chloe Gong. I read this book in April, so you can listen to more about my thoughts in my April wrap-up. But this is more, I'm not gonna say, having read this book now, I'm not gonna say that it's a retelling of Romeo and Juliet as much as it is like a fantasy world inspired by that story and with some similarities to that story, but I don't think that it counts as an actual retelling. But yeah, this is like a fantasy inspired by Romeo and Juliet set in 1920s Shanghai, which is just an incredible setting, and that's one of the things that I loved the most about this book was the setting. Shanghai was such a vibrant city to explore. It was dark, it was kind of gruesome, it was very alive, I will say. It was a very good setting and I loved exploring the city, but unfortunately this book was like a 3.5 star for me, and it was actually a 5-star prediction, so I was a little bit disappointed by it, but I'm still glad that I own this copy. And yeah, I got this secondhand, which was incredible because it's the beautiful hardcover, and I just love this cover. And I don't usually buy like new releases, but I was just so in love with this cover that I knew that I had to buy the actual physical copy, and I am so glad that I did because this looks amazing on my shelves. Next up, I want to talk about Queenie by Candace Carter Williams. I am so excited that I own this book. I also got this secondhand. It is pretty much like a new, like it's barely used, and so I got a really good price for it. This book is a contemporary. I think that's an adult contemporary. That's all I know about it. It follows our main character Queenie as she goes through her adult life, love, friendship, romance. I think that's all in the mix, and I am so excited to read this book. There's a little bit of mixed reviews. Some people really liked this, some people didn't love this as much, but I'm still very much looking forward to reading this book, and I really wanted to sneak this book in for May, so maybe I can do that. But let me know if you enjoyed Queenie, because yeah, I've heard some mixed things about it and I want to know what you guys thought of it if you have already read it. Next up, I got an entire series, and I'm gonna give you guys like 5 seconds to try and guess what the series is before I show it to you. I was considering not showing this books because I wanted to do a special video about it, but I think that I might as well just show it to you guys and let me know what your opinions are on them. But yeah, I got The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. Now, I have only read a book by Maggie Stiefvater, and I might as well just get it out of the way, because my all-time favorite book when I was 12, like 12 to 13, and the book that really got me like into reading was Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. I was obsessed with this book. I lived and breathed for this trilogy, and I actually already owned a copy of it, but it's with my mom right now. I don't have it with me. I haven't seen it for months. And so when I saw this book in secondhand, and it's actually the hardcover, which I didn't own, and it was a really good price because, well, it's pretty much old and used, and I just knew that I had to have it because it's a hardcover, and yeah, I love this book, and so I got this. And I think that I'm gonna do a video of me rereading this book because I haven't read it in years now, and I want to know how cringe I find it now. But yeah, this was the only like series that I've ever read by Maggie Stiefvater, but I know that people are like in love with the Raven Cycle books. I don't know why, and I want to know why. So I got The Raven Boys, which is the first book in the series. Then we have The Dream Thieves, Blue Lily Lily Blue, and finally The Raven King. And so these books were all in pretty good condition. I bought the entire series from this girl that was selling them, and I am actually, I don't know, I'm really excited to get through these books. And I thought about doing a 24-hour reading vlog where I try to read as much as I can from the series in 24 hours. So if you would like to see that, do let me know. I think that I'm going to do it anyway, but if there's anyone looking forward to it, that would make me happier. So I think that's what I'm going to do with them. I might still try to squeeze this in this month, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I got this entire series by Maggie Stiefvater, and I also got Shiver because I need to reread my favorite book from when I was 12 and really find out how cringy it really is. All right, we're down to the last 3 books. Firstly, a book that I am going to read this month that is definitely officially on my May TBR. Also, please ignore if you can hear the construction noises. I'm sorry about that. But it's Rayberry by Jordan Fueco. I am reading this for a secret TBR video. I am really looking forward to this. It was a lot of people's favorite fantasy book of 2020, and I've heard so much about this that I'm just really looking forward to finally reading it and finding out what it is about, because right now I don't really know. I don't really know what this is about. I'm just really looking forward to this book. Also, this cover is beautiful. Actually, the girl that sold it to me, she said, oh, I really love this book. I just want a different cover for it. And I think I actually love this cover more. The other cover for Rayberry is also like stunning, but I think that I enjoy this one a little bit more because, I don't know, I just really love the colors and the face within it. So yeah, I'm really glad that I bought this book, and I can't wait to read it this month. Okay, we're down to the last 2 books. The first one, oh my god, why did I have to start now? Okay. The other book that I got is also the first one in a trilogy, and I have been meaning to read this trilogy for a while now because I want to get into the other books by this author, but that is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. This is a really kind of ugly edition, if I'm gonna be straight up honest, and it also has like a half-used sticker on the cover, but as you can imagine, I got a pretty good price for it, and I just wanted to know if I would like this, because when I hear about this book, I just don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it. And so I didn't want to spend like a lot of money like buying the new beautiful covers, which are so beautiful. Literally, my bestie Jayla from La Loves Lit just did a video of her unboxing Illumina Crate, one of those boxes, and she got some of the most beautiful covers for this trilogy that I've ever seen. So go check that out. It's absolutely stunning. But I don't know, I didn't want to invest myself already buying the new covers, but so I got this one. I'm honestly not sure what this is about. I just know that it's set in Prague. There's a demon. That's it. That's it. Let me know if you've enjoyed this trilogy. I know that a lot of people talk about Laini Taylor's other duology, this Strange Dreamer duology, but I want to know more about this one. So let me know, have you read it? Did you enjoy it? Do you think I'll enjoy it? Let me know your comment down below, because I'm really not sure how I'm gonna feel about this one. And the last book that I have to show you, it's probably one of my favorites that I've bought. And this won't make sense if you don't like buying used books, but I really do. And that is It by Stephen King. I love this cover. I'm sad that this has like a really big rip here and that the rest of the drawing won't show, but I'm just obsessed with this cover. I really love it, and I hate all the other covers for it. Especially in Portuguese, they divide the editions into two, so you have to buy like the two separate books, and the covers are so ugly. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna read it, because the 2017 movie is like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like a comfort movie for me because I love The Losers so much, and I know that this book is kind of a problematic extended version of that, and I'm not sure if I want to read it, but it still looks so cool on my shelf. And it really did remind me of Noelle. If you guys subscribe to Noelle Gallagher, which I mean, I bet you do, because she's absolutely incredible. But she loves buying used copies, especially King's used copies. And so when I saw this one and I saw the cover, I knew that I had to have it, and I'm so glad that I did. So this is one of the most amazing used copies that I've ever gotten, and I love this cover. And so no regrets here, but I'm still not sure if I'm gonna read it. This is insane. These are not even all of the books. Like, I have some more over here behind me. This is absolutely insane. I can't even hold them all. I need help. And yes, these are the 16 books that I've gotten since January. I am very happy with my purchases, and I already miss buying books so much. I feel so empty inside without having new books, which in itself is already a problem. You know, it's a problem, and I recognize that, but I already really miss it. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and always remember that life is worth reading.